Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The ninth part, still on Surah Araf, and shall see the beginning of Surah Anfal. After mentioning Hud, Saleh, Nuh, Lut, Shu'aib, the Quran in this part, in this surah, talks extensively about Nabi Musa and the people that Moses had with him and the whole story as it unfolds. Now this is a far more elaborate version of the same story that was recounted in Surah Baqarah. The only thing in Baqarah was that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was gesturing to the Israelites, said, did you not do this? Did this not happen? Did that not happen? Whereas here the whole story is counted step by step by step to a greater detail. In one place, however, it is said, and when Moses came for our meeting, and when his Lord spoke with him, notice the change in accent. When Moses came for our meeting and when his Lord spoke with him. These subtleties of the Quran are indicative of things that are happening and meanings that need to be discovered. When Moses' God is mentioned, it is relative to Moses in an individualistic fashion, how Moses related to his God. Whereas us here is not God saying I, but us, which shows a host of agencies that are involved through God. In any case, he says, my Lord, very personal. My Lord, I want to see you, show me yourself. Qala, he said. The verse does not say I said. The verse says he said. So it seems as if an angel is transmitting this to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam of the story of Nabi Musa alayhi salam. You will never see me, but look at the mountain, and if it were to stay in its place, then you shall see me. And when his Lord manifested himself to the mountain crumbled, and Moses fell unconscious. فَلَمَّا أَفَاقَ, and when Moses regained consciousness, he exclaimed, Subhanak, glory be to you, i.e., you are free of every defect, as if to see you was a defect in which you would be confined. And yet Moses perceives him through the eyes of his heart. Glory be to you, you are pure of any defect, you cannot be seen by the eyes. Tubtu ilayk, I indeed turn to you. This is the first time Moses finds the truest God. After delivering the Israelites from the Pharaoh, en route to the promised land, this is what happens to Moses. Tubtu ilayk, I turn to you. Wa ana awwalul mu'minin, and I am the first of the faithful. So what was Moses before that? Obviously he was a faithful, a Muslim, but now he is a Muslim and a faithful in the rightest sense, because no longer does he understand Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as being something mysterious in the sense that you can see him with the eyes, but he was experienced by Moses. The interesting thing is that after this incident, Allah says to Moses, Qala, he said, O Moses, I have indeed chosen you to go to the people with my message and with my word. Hence, take what I am giving you and be thankful. So it was after this particular incident where Moses' heart is refined, his mind is purified, his surety is deepened, and his resolve is tested, that he becomes eligible. Through this whole process, when Moses became eligible, he got the Risala and the commandments. This surah also talks about that eternal pledge that we have made, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذْ أَخَذَ رَبُّكَ مِنْ بَنِي آدَمْ مِنْ ظُهُورِهِمْ ذُرِّيَّتَهُمْ, and when your Lord took from the children of Adam, from their loins, their offsprings, وَأَشْهَدُهُمْ عَلَى أَنفُسِهِمْ, and then he got them together and he said to all of them, am I not your Lord? قَالُوا بَلَى, they said, indeed you are. Shahidna, we bear witness of this. So this witness that we have given to Allah has been prior to coming to this earth, as if we've made a pledge to God and we are supposed to abide by this pledge on this earth. So Allah says, least on the day of Qiyamah you say to me that you had no knowledge of this, or that you turn to me and say, our forefathers were misguided and they worshipped other than you. Why do you punish us for what they did, and we were merely conditioned to do what they did? Allah is saying, no, that excuse will not work on the day of Qiyamah. There is a pledge that you've made, and it is alive deep within yourself, and it is always calling you to awaken to it. As to why this pledge was taken, And what happened prior to that, we will have to wait for that in Surah Ahzab, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the offering of Allah's trust, and human beings took it despite it not being offered to the human being. This was a later stage, this pledge, when the whole process started of our creation and existence. There is yet another verse in this surah which is extremely telling, in which the Prophet Muhammad is commanded to say, قُلْ لَا أَمْلِكُ لِنَفْسِي نَفْعًا وَلَا ضَرًّا إِلَّا مَا شَاءَ اللَّهُ. O Muhammad, say, I do not own for my own soul any gain or any loss, save whatever Allah may will. وَلَوْ كُنْتُ أَعْلَمُ الْغَيْبَ. Had I known the unseen, لَاسْتَكْثَرْتُ مِنَ الْخَيْرِ. I would have indeed increased, gaining of a lot of good. وَمَا مَسَّنِيَ السُّوءُ. And no evil would have befallen me, because I would have avoided it obviously if I had known the unseen. إِنْ أَنَا إِلَّا نَذِيرٌ وَبَشِيرٌ. I am but a warner and a giver of good tidings, لِقَوْمٍ يُؤْمِنُونَ, for a people who believe. Now, we offered a reconciliation for this. At one point the Quran says to the Prophet Muhammad, tell them you do not know the unseen. You are living a life like any other human being, and you are being an exemplary in leading a life on the terms of any other human being and leading it so righteously. And on the other hand, the Prophet Muhammad prophesies, and the prophecies come true. Even the verses of the Quran in which the Prophet said, Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tab, and it happened. Ghulibatir Rum, and it happened. The reconciliation here is that Allah can give whatever He wants in accordance with the aptitude of any individual, and the Prophet's refined soul was greater than any soul that can ever be existent on the face of this earth, and Allah can conceal. On the other hand, Allah can give and Allah can change. So there is no finality to the knowledge of the Prophet or any of the Prophets or any of the saints or any of the prophetic souls and saintly souls like the Imams. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.